Hi Rohai, I'm Jonelle. Today, the team and myself will be presenting on the analysis and recommendations of Redmart's business model. Redmart is an online grocery store that started out in 2011. The founders saw the advantages and opportunity of an e-grocer that brings forth convenience to families and working adults like themselves, as shopping for daily necessities with a busy schedule can be rather inconvenient. Furthermore, there was almost little to none of such businesses available in Singapore at that point of time. There were only FairPrice and Cold Storage online, providing very limited product range on their platforms and a very basic website interface with minimal e-commerce functions, which hinders the consumer purchasing process. Redmart has since grown tremendously in the past 9 years, carrying about 173,000 products available on its platform today, of which consists of a mix of international, local, and house brands. Despite its significant growth, Redmart was facing some financial losses in 2015 and decided to put itself on the market for potential buyers' interest. In 2016, Lazada, an e-commerce marketplace platform, which is part of the Alibaba Group, acquired Redmart for an undisclosed amount. Since the acquisition, it has currently a total of 65 million active users, and it has integrated Redmart's original website into its own platform. As mentioned previously, Redmart's target market is made up of families and working adults. To better understand characteristics of Redmart's target market, we utilize segmentation which studies the geographical location, psychographics, demographics, and behavioral mannerism of its consumer. This analysis is crucial as it helps the business to understand the consumer's perspective for better targeting of value proposition. Value proposition is the promise of value deliverance towards its consumer and the perceived value of service or product that is deemed to be attractive to consumers. For example, if cost is a purchase consideration factor, Redmart needs to be sensitive to its product pricing to create attractive advantage. In this slide, we look into the value proposition of Redmart. Firstly, the wide range of products. It is important to have a huge range of products that can cater to almost every individual's needs, especially as seen in the previous slide on segmentation. There is no age limit to which age group requires groceries, as it is part of an individual's bare necessities. Furthermore, as we advance alongside in this globalized day and age, dietary preferences have shifted and there are more special dietary group consumers such as gluten-free, vegans, and paleo diets. Hence, having a wider range of products is advantageous to a grocer as consumers appreciate the variety of options that meet their needs. Secondly, trusted quality and price match promise. Redmart prides itself on supplying produce and services that are of quality, focusing on its streamlined operations that ensure optimal temperatures throughout its delivery process, punctual deliveries, and responsive customer service to meet the demands of its consumer. Their quality goes beyond just the product itself in order to provide an enjoyable shopping experience, which largely benefits customer retention and brand loyalty, which also translates to consumers being brand advocates to spread the word. Furthermore, pricing is one of the most sensitive and major decision-making factor. Redmart works directly with independent sellers, which helps to reduce any additional third-party costs, of which tends to be reflected in the final cost of the product itself. Furthermore, it pegs its pricing to match to the competitors, ensuring consumers are not paying more than what the market rate is. Finally, the flexible delivery time slots, a crucial factor for almost every e-tailer today, as majority of consumers are working adults or families with a very busy schedule. The flexibility is a major bonus that brings forth convenience to its consumers, which is very much appreciated as any late deliveries tends to create stress, tension, disruption to their daily schedule. Redmart has a 2-hour, 6 hours, and before 7 a.m. delivery option made available, which allows them to cater to a wide range of consumers of different schedules. To further supplement its value proposition, Redmart has streamlined its competitive advantage to the same objective to further entice consumers and be ahead of its competitors of the same playing field. Direct imports from various countries and working with independent sellers ensures the value proposition of having a wide range of products cater to every individual needs are met. Additionally, Redmart brings in products that are not readily available on competitors' platforms or stores, which further boosts the value of product reach, exclusivity, and brand appreciation within its consumers. Similarly, in ensuring the deliverance of good price and quality, Redmart is in full control from the start to the end of the purchasing process to ensure great user experience. This includes optimization of its supply chain by utilizing real-time data on operations, creation of its own delivery app that optimizes routes to ensure timely delivery, ease of tracking, and get real-time updates. Furthermore, the utilization of data enables Redmart to study its consumers' behavioral data, which helps to further improve and enhance the user experience. Redmart also ensures they play a part in caring for the environment, of which in the recent years received a lot of attention as part of business sustainability. This stems from the delivery of products using non-air conditioned trucks and optimized routes to reduce carbon emissions. Despite being one of the pioneers that started online grocery shopping in Singapore, the business itself is easily imitable and the competitors are large established chains themselves, which also caught up with Redmart in the race of providing an e-commerce site for the consumers. However, while the business model is easily imitable, the barriers of entry are not as low as one has to take into consideration its logistical means, capital, and space when trying to establish the same business model. In this table, we study the key points that are part of the decision-making factors that determines whether the purchase will be made. This is crossed against the large chains such as FairPrice, Cold Storage, and Sheng Siong. In general, Redmart is relatively attractive among its competitors. It comes second in allowing a lower minimum spend fee, and the only downside is there is no option for store pickup as it is an e-tailer. However, this isn't a major issue as its flexible time slots of 2 hours, 6 hours, and before 7 am availability enables itself to cater to consumers of different schedules. Apart from the positive advantages of Redmart, ever since the acquisition by Lazada, there are some problems with Redmart that surfaced. Issues such as website interface, no loyalty program of its own, minimal and the lack of focused marketing ever since the acquisition, and the underutilization of data mining capabilities. In the following slides, we will dive into the individual problems and recommendations to be made. After the acquisition, Lazada decided to integrate Redmart's website into its own platform and close the independent site and mobile app. Following this merger, it was reported that consumers were having an unpleasant experience with the website interface. The newly integrated website lacks intuitiveness, clarity, and flow of information. Upon further research, testing, and as a consumer myself, some of the problems that reflected are inconsistent search functions, my list function lacking in intuitiveness, no reorder function, inefficient checkout process, and inconsistent menu tabs which makes the web navigation confusing and unpleasant. The image in this slide reflects online reviews and displeasure voiced out by consumers. Similarly, here are some further reviews gathered from online regarding the feedback of the unpleasant experience shopping on the new site. Diving into the key few problems, the first and foremost being one of the most important aspects of the website is the search function. The search function bar on Redmart changes and varies from pages to pages. These two screenshots are two different products accessed from Redmart. However, as we can see on the right, upon clicking on the products from Redmart's homepage, the search bar function of searching within Redmart's page changes to Lazada instead. From the perspective of Lazada, this is not an issue at all as after all the transactions goes through its platform. However, from the customer's perspective, this can be very consuming as consumers will find themselves being directed out of Redmart's page and be faced with a huge clutter of products available on Lazada's platform instead. Furthermore, Lazada is a marketplace platform that is made up of numerous different sellers and stalls, and the delivery of products will vary depending on the sellers. It will not come together with Redmart items. Therefore, it does not make any logistical sense to the consumer and it becomes a hassle instead. The second problem being the inconsistent menu, the accessibility of a website plays an important role as a good website should be easily navigated. However, Redmart on Lazada's platform has inconsistent menu tabs. All websites should have a fixed and consistent menu tab for faster access to other pages and minimal links and clicks to get to the desired page to reduce confusion in navigation. The third problem will be the lacking of intuitiveness of its shopping list. Shopping lists brings convenience to consumers as they are able to plan out their required list of necessities for daily use or gathering and events. As we become technologically advanced, shopping lists has also gone digital. However, there is much room for improvement on this function as it lacks intuitiveness for Redmart. The left screenshot reflects how the list looks like. There is an ability to create multiple lists for different functions. In order to add products to the list, you have to access all products in My List section to add new products to the new list created. On the right side, it shows the available listings of all products in My List. These products are based on past purchases, which can be very limiting and pointless as consumers may want to add in new products. Furthermore, as we look into each product listing, there is no add to list function at all. This further substantiates the ineffectiveness of a shopping list if it depends on past orders to be created. For example, if I'm browsing on Redmart planning for a dinner party, an e-grocery list that allows me to add to lists as I browse and search for products can be really useful as I might chance upon a product that I may keep in mind for consideration. In addition, if I'm not going to check out at that point of time, the function of add to list allows me to refer back to the products I've shortlisted or review the product that I was considering. Therefore, while the idea of this function is great, the lack of intuitiveness limits the efficiency of a consumer when they plan and shop online at the same time. The repetitive process of added past purchase products to a new list can also be tiresome and a hassle to do so. The fourth issue with the website interface is the inefficient checkout process. Upon checking out, typically the total bill is reflected automatically. However, on Lazada's platform, consumers are required the additional step to select all their items prior to checking out. This is an additional step that is redundant and inefficient. Potentially, the reason behind this is that some consumers may add items to the cart from other sellers, as it is a marketplace platform, or they are in the midst of considering to purchase the item. However, there is a wishlist function within Lazada's platform that is meant for this consideration function. The final problem with the website interface is the lack of reorder function. As groceries are part and parcel of our daily necessities, a reorder function would be very useful for consumers to make fast purchases, especially when they require those items on a very regular basis. However, there is no reorder function on Redmart's current platform. While there is a history of past purchases as a section of its own, Redmart items are also jumbled together with other past purchases from other Lazada sellers. This further decreases the efficiency of the purchase. Upon examining the problems within the interface, we look into the recommendations and examples of a good website interface that Redmart can potentially adopt to improve its user experience. A functional and seamless website interface is crucial as easy navigation of the website enables a smooth transaction to be made, which enhances the user experience. This means less pop-up windows, clear description, and minimal clicks to get to their desired page. Similarly, the system capacity, being able to take on large number of users and transactions at the same time, also contributes to a good and seamless user experience. Lazada does not have any issues with system capacity at the moment. So the proposed recommendation is to have an independent site and mobile app as before, instead of integrating it within Lazada's platform, in order to achieve a much seamless and more efficient system that will be appreciated and valued by consumers. Lazada's platform is a marketplace that is targeted to cater to different independent sellers to reach out to consumers, which is completely different from Redmart. Redmart's objective is, after all, an e-commerce site that caters to consumers directly without involving third-party sellers. Therefore, a dedicated website is able to focus and serve its target market more efficiently. An example of a good website will be Giant, which shows a clean, functional, and precise e-commerce site. This site reflects the first half of Giant's website, which shows the flow of information being prioritized clearly. The homepage banner focuses on all the ongoing promotions and festive-related advertisements, followed by the lower price items as the first section of display to garner attention of consumers. Furthermore, it is beneficial to the business as items on discount are often created with the objective of being cleared off. Finally, there is the clear categorization of products for quick access. Following the clear categorization of products, banners are consolidated and categorized into different promotions and featured listings to avoid clutter. The information of flow is categorized clearly that draws primary and secondary attention to the consumer, making it very easy to digest. This is followed by the mailing list banner and the final footer menu that consumers can click on easily to access to different multiple pages. Relevant to the existing search function problem that Redmart currently face, having an independent site helps to streamline the search function, thereby producing faster and more accurate results. In Giant's website, they also have a prompt and suggestion function of similar products that is also an effective way to market more products that are relevant or of interest to the consumer, which translates to potential sales opportunity. The second recommendation would be the reservation of delivery slots. Giant's website seeks to provide reassurance by allowing consumers to reserve their preferred delivery time slots for 30 minutes as the first step of the consumer purchasing journey. At the same time, it checks on the availability to deliver to the indicated location based on the selected date and time. This allows consumers to feel less rushed and worried about missing out on their desired delivery time slot, as this is a crucial aspect when it comes to online shopping. The third recommendation relating back to the reorder function that prompts efficiency. Upon research on good online grocery stores that actually provide a fast, free, immediate reorder button, by far there is only Giant and Cold Storage that provides this function. It is also identified that both companies have the exact same website interface and functionality as they are both from the same parent company. The fourth recommendation is better product targeting to increase sales. One of Giant's revenue model includes product features of certain partnering brands on its website. This is similar to what Redmart is currently doing as well. However, Giant takes a step further by featuring these products by its respective category page. For example, in this screenshot, a house brand Meadows carries a variety of products under its brand and is one of the featured brands on Giant website. As oats is one of the products it carries, when you click on the category of cereal and oats, it is largely featured on the banner of their particular category page. This draws attention to consumers who are looking to purchase cereal or oats. This manner of product targeting effectively drives consumers' attention, prompting consideration of purchase and higher chances of potential transactions. The final recommendation will be an efficient checkout system. As mentioned earlier, Redmart requires its consumers to manually select all items in cart to show the total sum. Furthermore, when you click on the cart button to view the items in cart, it directs you to another web page which can be rather disruptive. Giant's checkout function is greatly appreciated from a consumer's perspective, as there is a drop-down menu which reflects all the items in the cart as well as the total sum. This enables consumers to cross-check the items in their cart before checking out and while browsing at the same time. This wraps up the problem and recommendations of Redmart's website interface. I will now pass on to Danny to address the problems with Redmart's loyalty program.
My name is Danny, and I will be presenting the next segment on loyalty programs. Redmart is an online retailer that functions over the B2C model. The product offered at Redmart is directly sold to its customers. Majority of the revenue is generated from online transactions, and the profit margins is generally in between 1 to 3%. Other sources of revenue also includes featured listing and collaborations with credit card companies. Given that majority of the revenue is generated from online transactions, if the desired outcome is to increase its revenue, Redmart should focus on increasing its customers' density. How can the density of Redmart's customer be increased? One of the few considerations is brand loyalty. Customer loyalty can be attained through the satisfaction and reliability of their shopping experience. In e-commerce, factors that would influence the customer satisfaction level includes the convenience, user-friendliness of the site, responsiveness of customer support services, merchandising, and the various modes of payment available. And loyalty programs are generally the most common form of customer retention strategies. Why is customer loyalty so important? Studies have shown that customer loyalty leads to an increase in profit margins. This is mostly due to how it is suggested that drawing new customers is more expensive than to retain existing ones. Existing customers that are loyal to the brand generally tend to be less price sensitive, and they can be observed to be willing to spend more. Socially, they behave like brand advocates among their peers, elevating the brand through the word of mouth. This is extremely beneficial towards Redmart as the most people would trust recommendation best from friends and family above any other form of advertisement. In this slide, we will elaborate on what Redmart has formally done so far for its loyalty program. Up until the 30th of April 2020, customers that are subscribed to the Live Up program stand to enjoy a 4% rebate on their purchases and free shipping for orders that exceed $40. However, for the 1st of May 2020 onwards, Live Up was no longer taking in new registration, and Redmart suspended the Live Up program entirely. Existing subscribers were refunded a prorated membership fee based on the remaining months left in their annual membership. Ever since Redmart ceased the operation of their independent webpage in March 2019, LastCoin was introduced along with the integration of Redmart into Lazada's platform. However, the LastCoin loyalty program is exclusively available to the Lazada phone app only. The current loyalty program with LastCoin lacks focus. Redmart no longer has an independent loyalty program catered to their customer needs because LastCoin is observed to be centric towards the main Lazada platform. The other issue identified with LastCoin is that LastCoin can only be earned and accessed through the Lazada phone app. Purchases made from the website is excluded from this program. While using the Lazada phone app, the potential points that could be earned is neither transparent nor definitive. The process of last coin accumulation is anticlimactic. The amount of last coin earned for a successful transaction is the same regardless of the amount spent. Other methods of how the coins can be earned is tedious and extremely time consuming. After the last coin has been accumulated, the minimum amount required for redemption is expensive, and to rub salt into the wound, the vouchers redeemed can only be used on specific products. With the problems identified, I will now move on to the recommendations on what could be done better. The first recommendation would be for Redmart to be more transparent with their last coin program. A great example of this suggestion would be the system implemented by Shopee. In the checkout page, the amount of coins that could be potentially earned is clearly indicated beside the checkout button. The second recommendation would be the implementation of a tier-based loyalty system. The objective of such system is straightforward. The more you spend, the more rewards you will earn. On the left, we could see the tier-based system in practice by Q10. On the right, we will be able to observe a similar approach by Grab, whereby various benefits are unlocked as you move up the loyalty ladder. Such form of loyalty program is much more attractive and engaging as compared to what Lastcoin is currently offering. Ever since the integration with Lazada, the marketing strategies are often neglecting the newly acquired Redmart platform. Having such a program would provide better coverage over Redmart's consumers. Final recommendation would be for Redmart to introduce a subscription program to better suit grocery shopping as compared to the current program where it is centric towards online shopping. The current Last Coin program requires a lot of non-grocery shopping related activities in order to be rewarded. In this recommendation, the program is designed to be catered towards grocery buying activities such as the frequency of transaction. Stamps would be awarded for every $30 spent. With 10 stamps collected, you will be able to redeem a voucher for free delivery. On top of that, discount vouchers will be issued out monthly. The higher the tier, the more vouchers you will receive. Members will also stand to earn more points and rebates from every dollar spent. This will conclude the case study on Redmart's loyalty program. The next segment on current marketing strategies would be presented by Hui Qi.
Hi, Mr. Anwar. This is Hui Qi taking over from Danny's presentation. In the next few slides, I will be discussing on the issues of Redmart's current marketing strategies after its acquisition and integration into Lazada's app. So, we discovered two main issues on the current marketing strategies which we believe could be improved in order to effectively promote Redmart to its target audience. As we can see from the two display ads by Lazada, there is no mentioning of Redmart at all. Also, we believe that Redmart target audience would find it hard to relate to the brand ambassadors used, who are the South Korean and Filipino celebrities. Although Lazada has acquired Redmart, their current marketing strategy focuses solely on Lazada and its special sales. Not only do they exclude Redmart in their display ads, there's also no special shout-out on Redmart in Lazada's homepage. The communications from the campaigns are not targeted at Redmart's target audience. As a result, Redmart has nearly no marketing plans put in place for itself. Seeing how competition is getting fiercer as other major supermarkets have also entered the e-tailer game as well, Redmart may lose its brand identity in consumers' minds and potentially be replaced by the other major supermarkets such as FairPrice Online. Although partnering with famous celebrities can draw attention, the current brand ambassadors are somewhat irrelevant to the message that Redmart should be bringing across to its target audience. The imagery is inconsistent to Redmart's brand identity and mission. Moreover, a segment of our target audience in Singapore may not even find the brand ambassadors familiar, and thus, Redmart will fail to attract their attention. After identifying the issues, we have come up with a few recommendations on how Redmart can improve its marketing strategies to draw the attention back on itself. and we will use effective strategies to attract the right customer group. By acting as an independent retailer, Redmart will be able to put in place marketing plans for itself and convey its intended branding message across to the target audience. Needless to say, the frequency of the marketing communication needs to be improved greatly. Additionally, instead of doing mass marketing, implementing a targeted marketing strategy will help Redmart reach its target audience more effectively. The choice of platform of communication will also be based on our target audience behavior and their frequented channels. In the next slide, we will narrow down into the digital touchpoints during a consumer's purchasing journey. As we narrowed our target audience to working adults and tech-savvy individuals, we can now better identify our customer touchpoints to create a purchasing journey map and ensure a positive experience throughout. The pre-purchase touchpoints are Redmart's key reach out to gathering attention and creating awareness. And using the right channels will help Redmart bring its message across effectively to its target audience. Also, as Redmart is an e-tailer, the digital touchpoints are crucial in the purchasing journey. So, from the table, we identified the digital touchpoints and will thereafter expand from there on. In creating brand awareness, we will feature the convenience of online grocery shopping and the wide range of quality products, all of which without a hefty price tag. We aim to provide consistent imagery that illustrates these three features across all platforms and media. Our offline campaigns are targeted at individuals who are still doing their grocery shopping in physical stores and also housewives who are still not exposed to online grocery shopping. Cooking TV shows had proven to drive a network's ratings up, and this means that cooking shows garner a great amount of attention, and this can greatly create awareness. In addition to special shout-out by the radio and TV hosts, sponsoring all cooking tools and ingredients also portray Redmart as a supermarket with an extensive range of products. Moving on to online campaigns, one of it will be targeted at individuals who are more actively engaged in social media. Redmart will work with online influencers by sending them exclusively imported and Redmart house brand products. The online influencer will then create different dishes using the ingredients sent to them and entice people into checking out the products that Redmart carries by posting content on their social media account. Somewhat similar to the previous slide, this online campaign instead sends PR meal kits containing portioned ingredients and recipes to online influencers. They will then use the meal kit to whip up a meal accordingly and thereafter post it on their social media accounts. This brings across message of freshness and convenience that can accommodate to everyone's different lifestyle and dietary preferences. To further emphasize on convenience and high accessibility, we will encourage downloads and use of Redmart independent mobile app by offering one-time discount for first-time users. We can send an email blast and also work with local influencers, especially ones who are young parents, to post and share their positive shopping experience on Redmart's mobile app. Moving on to traditional online marketing, we have seen how Redmart was neglected under Lazada's marketing campaigns. We will need to get Redmart back in the spotlight by ensuring that Redmart is highly visible in search engines when users search for keywords such as grocery, shopping, delivery, and even competitors' brand names. Display ads and email marketing are also currently not performed, and this also needs to take place so Redmart continues to grow to be the first choice whenever people want to purchase their grocery online. As presented by Danny in his slides, we will use loyalty programs to retain and build long-term relationships with our customers. One successful example that Redmart can refer to is the Starbucks Rewards membership program. The concept of repeat business is crucial to the success and sustainability of a loyalty program. Another way of developing a long-term relationship with customers is to personalize their shopping experience with Redmart. Based on their browsing history and items added to cart, Redmart can suggest similar products and send reminder emails to the customers, keeping them interested and tempted to complete their purchase. Somewhat similar to the previous slide where Redmart suggests and sends personalized email content, instead of the standard placement of products across Redmart's app and website, Redmart can feature products based on the customer's past purchases and browsing history. For example, if customer A frequently purchases pet products, Redmart can feature products such as pet food and pet supplies in the homepage of customer A's Redmart app. Such personalized experience can potentially create repeat business and successfully retain customers.
Hi, my name is Ling Chuan, and I'm taking over the big data portion for our Redmart presentation. As Hui Qi mentioned earlier, there's potential personalization of customer experience using data. In this presentation, we will spend some time on the potential application and opportunity of big data for Redmart, as we believe that is currently underutilized. All customers are important to businesses, and businesses manage customers through their CRM, which is the Customer Relationship Management. For Redmart, as an e-commerce business, unfortunately, they have limited customer touch points with the customers. Their current touch points with their customer is through the website, which is the online platform through Lazada. They can engage with their customers through the online chat, or customers can write reviews on products or services provided to them. Redmart also engage their customers through social media like Facebook or Twitter. There is a customer service hotline available for all customers to call and provide feedback to Redmart. And we also believe that the delivery service is a touch point for Redmart. However, this is limited as usually this is dependent on how busy the delivery services are. So how can big data help Redmart? The data collected can actually be used to analyze when and how Redmart can engage their customers. So what is big data? Big data is bigger and highly complex data sets that can come from various data sources. Traditional data processing software is not able to process the sheer volume and complexity of the data sets. When we talk about big data, we talk about the 4 V's, which are volume, which is the high volume of the data, velocity, which is the rate of receiving the data, real time or near real time, variety, which is the various type of data that is available, for example, traditional data types versus the new data types. And lastly, veracity, which is the quality of the data. This refers to the accuracy, trustworthiness, and processability of the data. It's also important to understand whether the data is from a first party or from a second or third party, as first party data are more reliable and more accurate. So how does big data works? After you collect the data, you have to integrate the data to make sure that it's formatted and available in a form whereby the business analyst can start to use it. Data comes from various sources and applications, and traditional data infrastructure is not able to process the data. Next, you have to manage the data. This means that you have to store the data in the desired processing requirements while maintaining reliable access. And lastly, to make use of the data, you need to analyze the data and create value from the data. We can do it through data mining techniques such as tracking patterns, classifications, and predictions, etc. For Redmart, they use a cloud-based infrastructure for their big data management, and that is using Alibaba Cloud. There are many advantages of big data analysis. Companies can create customer profiles by integrating the customer data points. This includes the purchase history, search history, or even the preferred payment method. With the use of predictive analytics, companies can predict how their customers will behave based on the customer profile. This allows them to improve their business decision-making process, for example, on when to make investment or how to make investment in a new product, or even to start a new marketing campaign. These analyses can also provide evidence on the performance of the company or on a particular marketing campaign. And lastly, like we mentioned before, through analysis, we can also improve the CRM, which is the Customer Relationship Management, through targeted marketing activities. There's no doubt that Redmart is already adopting the use of big data in their business. However, what can they do better in the aspect of big data? In the next section, we'll talk about some of the recommendations. Our recommendation number 1 is for Redmart to be more aggressive in their behavioral targeting and marketing. For us to illustrate this point, let's try to buy an identical brand of rice on both Amazon and Redmart. The brand of rice that we are buying today is 5 kg of Songhe Thai fragrant rice. Let's explore the difference between behavioral targeting between Amazon and Redmart. We took screenshots to illustrate the difference between the two companies. On the left is Amazon. As you can see, Amazon collects data to rank their products by different categories. Amazon understands that customer wants to know what other customers likes to buy. This will help customers to make comparison and decision faster, especially if you are buying a new product that you have never bought before. As you can see, on Amazon, in the rice category, Songhe is ranked number 6, and this is effective as of 13 December. The ranking is live and is ever changing based on the data that is collected. As you can see on the right, the Redmart interface does not provide similar options to their customer. They simply show you similar options of rice that's available in their platform. This is significantly less helpful as compared to Amazon. Let's explore the Amazon platform further. If you scroll down on the same page when you were browsing the rice, you will see that they recommend you on what is frequently bought together with the rice. In this case, you can see that the toilet roll was put into a bundle together with the rice to create awareness and exposure to the customers. They also show you what other customers is buying other than the rice category. You can see other things like the shoes, chips, and drinks. Amazon does not only show you relevant information for one single category of grocery, and they actually increase your exposure to other similar categories by creating awareness of what's available on their platform. This is something that you do not see on the Redmart platform. Let's continue to look at the Amazon website. This is a screenshot from the very bottom of the Amazon website where I was browsing the rice. As you can see, based on my browsing history, Amazon shows me inspirations that are inspired by my browsing history to encourage me to explore other categories of groceries. And if that's not enough for me to be convinced, they show me the best seller in grocery, again to actually create awareness and interest in the products that they are offering. If I forget to cut in my items from my browsing history, at the very bottom, you can easily go back to the items and cut in again. Based on all these features, we can see that Amazon is very aggressive in their behavioral targeting and marketing, and this is all made possible with the use of big data. This is something that Redmart should look to adopt by being more aggressive. Let's discuss recommendation number 2, which is driving business decisions through data. Redmart has their own brand of groceries and it's called Redmart Labels. And if you look hard enough on their website, they have a vision with its 4 key principles: quality, sustainability, innovation, and value for money. However, if you compare the price of Redmart Labels with their competitor, and even on their website, you can actually see that their main focus is on value for money. So how can data help them with their business decision? For this discussion, we try to buy eggs on the Redmart platform as illustration on how they can drive business decisions through data. As you can see on the left on the screenshot, you can see that Redmart offers eggs from their own Redmart Labels and also from their competitors. With big data analytics, we feel that Redmart can analyze how much additional value can be driven from their other three principles. For quality, Redmart can analyze the quality of their products as compared to their competitors for continuous improvement and feedback to their supply chain. For sustainability, Redmart can understand how much consumers are willing to pay for a sustainable or responsibly sourced product, and also analyze when the market is ready for such products. For innovation, Redmart can use data to understand what kind of new products and innovation to invest in. For example, eggs with omega or vitamin E. It will help them to predict what customer needs and want based on the market trend, and if you release it earlier than their competitors, you make more money. And lastly, we believe that data can help Redmart to improve their pricing strategies and also on how to position their promotions. This will allow them to understand how to price their product as compared to their competitors based on everyone's individual's strategy, market availability, and trend. We feel that currently Redmart is very focused on value for money, and with the use of data, they will be more confident and capable to actually draw value out of these three principles. With the end of our recommendations, let's now move into conclusions. For our team's conclusion, we would like to close off with e-commerce success stories and future growth opportunities. There is precedence that e-commerce companies with big market presence and high volume of transactions being able to transform into major technology companies. Amazon started out as an online bookstore, while Alibaba started out as an online wholesale marketplace, and they eventually started Taobao for their own B2C business. Both companies were able to leverage on the big markets in their own countries and expand into the global markets. For Redmart to grow, they first have to gain substantial market volume and market share not only in Singapore but in the region to actually be successful like Amazon or Taobao. Let's move on to growth opportunities in e-commerce. Based on eShopWorld's November 2018 report on the global e-commerce market, the top 5 countries measured by their potential compound annual growth are all Asian countries. You can see on the screenshot on the left, the top 5 countries are India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam. Well, the good thing is Redmart already have a presence under the Lazada platform in these countries, with the exception of India. However, we do think that Redmart has to step up on their digital marketing activities to actually capture a higher market share in these high growth regions. We would like to close off by sharing the inspirational story of the Amazon business model. Since its incorporation in 1994, Amazon was able to diversify their business once their e-commerce business becomes successful. In June 2003, they launched Amazon Web Services, which is AWS, by generating income from licensing its platform to other e-commerce companies. Today, Amazon's AWS is one of the largest cloud-based infrastructure in the world. They also launched their own subscription services, which is called Amazon Prime, in February 2005. The sheer amount of traffic on their platform also offers Amazon with revenue opportunities in advertisement. As you can see from their business model, a small 4% of their business on advertisement generates them about 8 billion USD in revenue in 2018 alone. Therefore, for Redmart to actually be successful as an e-commerce company, we feel that in the future, Redmart has to diversify and build on their digital business. With that, we'd like to close off the presentation. We hope that you have enjoyed your time with us today and stay safe and healthy in current